Nick Bano, author of Against Landlords, How to Solve the Housing Crisis, said in an interview with Politics Joe sometime last year that
was the really interesting point about the 70s, was that landlords weren't just declining and they weren't just dwindling, but the scale at which they were dwindling was accelerating. And that was to do with state policy. That was to do with high interest rates and rent controls, which meant that it was just simply a bad idea to be a landlord.
And amongst other things in this historic reality where being a landlord was so rare that people were in fact ashamed to admit that they were landlords to generally anyone, and that on top of this, we should broadly seek as a society to make landlords ashamed to be one again, as it's become part of our culture to just become a landlord to make a living.
Throughout the 20th century, the landlord was this figure of scorn, this really hated, reviled character. And I think if we want to be serious about reversing the housing crisis, we've got to make it embarrassing to be a landlord again. We've got to rediscover a sense of shame and a sense of direct participation in the harm that we see around us today.
So when I came across Kevin McDonnell and started doing my research for this video and saw this stuff,
that was mine. That was my deal. Blame landlords for the housing crisis.
I think he kind of knew at that point that I was slagging it.
How confident do you feel you can get a deal done?
I realised that this mission isn't going to be so difficult for us.